This is the Herd Line News.
All right, so it was a discussion that the Bucs might possibly move on from Jameis Winston after this season, but instead they hired Bruce Arians, and he doesn't think that taking over is going to be a rebuilding effort. He's 66 years old, Arians, and as we talked about yesterday, kind of the story about Arians towards the end of his tenure in Arizona was that he just wasn't going to put in the hours. He thinks that Jameis gives him the talent that they have to win right away in Tampa Bay.
People want to know what's your system. Your system's your players. It's his team. I think we have the core here to win quickly. I'm not about building. I'm about reloading.
I do agree with him on the system being your players, because when it's on the pro level, you can't just get rid of everyone. It's not like college where you have a whole new group of freshmen coming in every year and you can recruit exactly what you want that matches your program.
Think about this. The Lakers have been in a 5-year rebuild. Okay, these players have been part of the rebuild. D'Angelo Russell, Jordan Clarkson, Julius Randle, Larry Nance Jr., Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, Lonzo Ball. When did they get good? They got LeBron.
Right.
They didn't whiff on a single draft pick. So the Lakers have been well run, have not whiffed on draft picks, and they are still, as LeBron is hurt with a groin injury, dependent on one guy. In the NFL, Cleveland gets Baker Mayfield to engineer what's a pretty decent roster, and they're a viable team.
Right. You
can turn around. Listen, if you look at that Tampa staff between Arians and Todd Bowles and the special teams guy they hired, who's a top 5 guy in the league, I have no reservation saying this. I would not be shocked if Tampa Bay vied for the divition next year.
No. Yeah,
I wouldn't be shocked at all.
And they could get Le'Veon Bell too. That's in the conversation.
The word is,
which I think would put them at obviously a great advantage.
Yeah.
I just don't trust Jameis Winston.
No, that's a very fair comment.
And it's not about Arians. It's not about Todd Bowles. If they get Le'Veon, they're going to be a dynamic offense. I just fundamentally don't trust Jameis Winston.
I don't trust him in the stadium. I don't trust him driving home yet. I mean, his judgment has been bad.
I don't
College
trust him,
pro.
Period.
Yes.
On the field or off the field.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
All right, so search committee was reportedly split on who to hire as the 17th full-time head coach of the Cleveland Browns.
What the search committee was? What do you mean?
Yes, they were split on who to go with.
Oh, you mean like John Dorsey and all?
Yes.
So they were split on it.
Yes, they could not decide, and when a consensus could not be reached, Baker Mayfield helped break the tie. So according to Pro Football Talk, Mayfield tilted the scales in favor of Freddie Kitchens.
So John Dorsey and all his guys were split on it.
Yes.
Meaning there was a lot of reservations on Freddie.
The football people, which was John Dorsey and whoever's on his side, liked Kitchens more than the Vikings interim offensive coordinator, Kevin Stefanski, who was favored by the analytics guys. Now, this is comforting, because I don't like when analytics guys make all the decisions. I like analytics. I think they're important, but there's a whole list of intangibles that go into things as well. Yes. So being that they're both inexperienced, if you're going to go with the one that the franchise quarterback likes and the football guys like, I tend to lean towards that.
It should be noted, though, baseball, basketball, and increasingly football, analytics is winning. I'm just saying, I'm not saying Cleveland did it wrong. I'm just saying, gut feeling guy.
No, I think I get it. I'm with you on that 100%. Okay. And listen, I don't know what qualifies Freddie Kitchens to be the head coach of the team, other than
8 games.
Gut feeling guy. Yeah. Well, sure, but he wasn't the head coach. He was offensive coordinator.
No.
So he's never been a head coach, and I'm not saying that doesn't mean that he's not going to be successful. I just don't know where's the evidence that that's what's going to happen. And this is my special surprise, finally. I teased it at the beginning of the hour.
Okay, stop right here. Okay, so you saw this story a half hour ago and went crazy.
Yes, because I'm petty, and you know how excited I get when people take what you say to heart, and they get very, very sensitive about it, particularly Cleveland. Cleveland is very in their feelings this particular week because we don't know what to make of the Freddie Kitchens hire.
Right.
So we uncovered an open letter to you, Colin Cowherd, from Dog Pound Daily.
What's that? Is that their blog?
It's a Cleveland Browns blog, yes. Okay, so the letter says, it's very, very long, so I just picked the most important parts. It says, Dear Colin, considering you are one of the highest paid radio personalities in the entire world.
Certainly a rumor.
I cannot imagine that your ratings are that bad that you have to feel the need to beat the dead horse that is your stance on the Cleveland Browns quarterback Baker Mayfield. Maybe your ego has reached an all-time high that you cannot admit that you're wrong. Maybe you truly think you are right. Either way, your anti-Cleveland and anti-Baker shtick is getting old. They then continue to cover in-depth your takes on Baker. So they watch the show every single day, which we appreciate.
Well, so does America.
Baker Mayfield was a wild card in college. Very hot take by you. Mayfield isn't a team player and is undraftable. You talked about how he checked his phone after the game, which, by the way, guys, I defended him pretty clearly about that. And, his rookie first appearance, he brought the team back. They hadn't won a game in 19 attempts, and he deserves some credit. You didn't like the Hugh Jackson stare down. He then goes on to say, Freddie Kitchens gets promoted to head coach, a move the majority of Cleveland has rejoiced about. Your take is that the city has low self-esteem.
Yes.
You really know the way to a fan base's heart.
Yeah.
The national media has made Cleveland the butt of their jokes for so long.
Yeah.
And now Baker has the city fighting back, blah, 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 blah. Finally, keep adding fuel to the fire. If there's one thing the city of Cleveland has learned, it's that Mayfield thrives off of it.
Yeah.
And he has the rest of the team following. If you ever find yourself in town, make sure not to forget your wallet, because drinks are not on us. We look forward to attending your funeral on the hill you have decided to die on. Sincerely, all of Cleveland.
That was adorable.
I think it's very nice.
Yeah. Well, listen, they're emotionally connected to the show. Like or hate us, you're engaged, and that's what's fun about sports.
I have a lot of respect for the Browns fan base, because no matter how awful that organization may have been,
they're loyal.
They are very loyal.
Yeah.
And all I have to say is that they have no basis of consistency or track record of success. So it really, truly shows that Browns fans are maybe the most loyal fan base in all sports.
You can certainly make that argument. I mean, in Los Angeles, you go on a 2-game losing streak, the stadium's empty. Joy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd
But,
Line News.
it is funny. Is one of the things that I think is disappointing to me over the course of my life. We have become a nation seeking affirmation, not information. Liberals go to MSNBC, conservatives go to Fox News. They're both fine companies. Nobody wants to learn. They simply want to hear the beliefs they already have. We are less curious in America than I think we've ever been. There are people who are curious. They're in Silicon Valley, and they're changing the world. But I find even with sports fans, even if you give people data which is accurate, they're not interested if it doesn't align with their beliefs.
Well, fans are short for fanatic.
Let me give you an example. If I said to you, yeah, a bunch of guys got hired. And what about this guy? He just got fired as a college coach. He was terrible as a college coach. His alma mater fired him. You'd be like, that's not good. As our place, Cleveland hired a guy. He'd never even been a coordinator. He was just an interim coordinator. Now we're going to have him run the whole team. That's not great. As this Green Bay hired this guy, and hired this guy, been a play caller 1 year, and the team's offense got worse. You'd be like, that doesn't sound good. And then I said to you, what about New York? Forget the name. And I said, yeah, they hired a guy who's 40 who created a magical run with a guy that can't play, Tim Tebow. Peyton Manning's best year was with him. He went to the dysfunctional Dolphins, and with Ryan Tannehill had a winning record. Made the playoffs. What happened in his last couple of years? Well, Ryan Tannehill got hurt, and he had to deal with a reality star, Jay Cutler and Brock Osweiler, and they didn't win as much. Well, okay. Why'd they fire him? Because it's Miami. Adam Gase was the best hire, but you're seeking affirmation. You're not seeking information. If you lined up Adam Gase against the other guys, it's not close. He's a playoff winning head coach with a winning record with Ryan Tannehill. It's not close. We don't have an argument here. But in America, people want to hear what they believe. People are not seeking information. They're seeking affirmation. Adam Gase is easily, it's not close, the most qualified candidate. But you love Sam Darnold. Yeah. And I like Andrew Luck. And I told you Frank Reich would be good. And he has been. Yeah, occasionally I'm right. Adam Gase is easily the best coaching hire going forward. Certainly the most qualified. Coming up next, Eric Dickerson. I think his Rams could be in trouble this weekend. He doesn't want to hear it. That's next. When it comes to costly car repairs, you need options. Instead, you're often struck bargain hunting for the best deal because who can afford to fork over $1,000 for a repair? Most people can't. You got family, payments to make. You got kids. You're busy and things are costly. This is where CarShield comes in. They make the process of fixing a car that's not under warranty really easy. Okay, 24/7 roadside assistance, rental car for free while yours is being fixed. It doesn't matter what the bill is. Nobody wants to go in for an oil change and have a sensor light out, and it's $900. And they make it easy. Carshield.com, code HERD, you're in. Call 800-CAR-6100, 800-CAR-6100, mention the code HERD, and you're in. A deductible may apply. When it comes to costly car repairs, you want options. And one of the options is being covered affordably by Carshield.com, code HERD.